Hi, my name is Okechukwu Joshua Utazi, and you're welcome to Pro Learn It. Alright, today we're going to be talking about the copy and paste option. Alright, so just so you know, there are different paste special options available in Excel. Alright, in the paste special option, we have the paste as values option, we have the transpose option, we have some operations like multiply, add. Let me just show you some of the options that we have. Control C, and then I'm going to come over here, right click and click on the paste special option. Now we have the paste as we have the formulas option, we have the values option, the format, comment. All of these are all paste special options. It is different from just Control C and Control V. All right, so we don't just Control C and Control V. Sometimes we want to use the paste special option when it comes to Excel. We have a table over here. The first question is telling us to copy and paste the revenue colon as values. In other words, copy this colon and then paste it over to this other column. All right, but paste it as values. Now, if I click on this data over here, now on this cell, you can see in my formula bar, I can see a formula pops out. All right, telling me that this is not just a value. All right, it is the result of a formula. All right, so in other words, we multiplied 208 cell C5 and cell B5 to get this particular value over here. So if I just copy this cell, all right, if I just copy this colon, for example, Control Shift, I hold my Control, I hold my Shift key, and then I press the down arrow key. All right, now you can see I've highlighted the whole column. All right, if I just copy this and then come over to this section of revenue, all right, if I Control V this, you can see that I'm not getting any value over here. All right, I'm just getting zeros. All right, the reason why I'm getting zeros is because this is a formula and not just a value. All right, so if I copy and paste, I'm pasting a formula, I'm not pasting a value. All right, friends. So if you look over here, we are having some. If I click on the data on the numbers, you can look over the formula bar. You can see that I'm not getting a number over here. I'm getting a formula. All right. So if I just paste this over here, I'm also going to be pasting a formula. And now if I click on this cell over here, you can see that this cell is trying to multiply D5 by E5. That is, it's trying to multiply. Let me just click on this. It's trying to multiply these two cells. All right. It's trying to multiply these two cells. And now this cell by default will be 0. All right, so if you're multiplying 0 by a particular number, it becomes 0. All right, that's why we are getting zeros. All these cells are being, this cell is multiplied by this cell is multiplied by this cell, and so all the colon in E, all right, are being multiplied by the colons in D. All right, so that's why we are getting zeros all through the values. And so it's not just right to just copy and paste. Sometimes we want to look at the what we are trying to paste to see if it's a value or a formula. All right, if it's a formula, there's a special way we paste these things, and that's what we call the paste as values. All right, so when working with particular data sets, be careful to know what you're trying to paste. Are you trying to paste it as formulas? Are you trying to paste the format? Or are you trying to paste the values? All right, so right now I'm trying to paste the values. So what I do is I just click on this cell, I hold my Control key, I hold my Shift key, and then I press the down arrow key. Now when I do that, I highlight every cell. All right, now that these cells are highlighted, I just Control C, and then now when I Control C over here, I come over to this area, and then I right click, and then I click on paste special option. All right, in the paste special option, I'm going to click on values. All right, in the values, now that I've clicked on values, I'm just going to click on OK. All right, now if I come over here, you can see now that I'm clicking on this values, I'm seeing values here. I'm not seeing formulas. Look over here, I'm seeing values in my formula bar, not formulas. All right, you can see that these are values. All right, but if I click on this, it's a formula. If I click on this, it's a value. All right, so these are two different ways, two different ways of pasting items in Excel spreadsheet. All right, so you need to know how to paste as well. Sometimes you may be working on a particular spreadsheet and we just want to paste the values of a particular column on another column on a separate spreadsheet. All right, I may create a new spreadsheet, for example, and I just want to paste those values over here. All right, so there's a way we do that, and that's how we do it. We just paste the values and not the formulas. All right, so friends, the next thing we're going to be doing right now is pasting formulas. All right, so as you can see over here, we have a particular column made up of data called quantity, and then we have some other column made up of values we call the unit price. Now, if you click on this cell over here, the revenue section, you can see that quantity is multiplying unit price to get the values for revenue, and that repeats itself all throughout the column for revenue. All right, so quantity multiplied by unit price will give us a value for revenue, and that's what we did throughout entire column for revenue. All right, so we want to replicate the same thing over here. We want this quantity to multiply unit price and give us the values for revenue. And so we want this to continue to the end of this the last cell in the revenue section. And so that's basically what we want to do. So now, in order to do this, we want to copy and paste formulas. All right, we can't just copy and paste the values because this value is not the same thing over here and the likes. All right, so we want to copy and paste the formulas and not just the values. All right, so the way we do this basically, if we paste the formula over here, what happens automatically is that this cell will multiply this cell and give us a value. This cell, the same formula that applies here, will now apply here. All right, so friends, that's what we basically want to do. Now, the first thing we're going to do is to come over to this section where we see the first cell for revenue, and I'm just going to Control C it. Now, if I Control C, that means I've copied it. That means I held Control and press C on my keyboard to copy it. Now, come over to this cell over here, the first cell for this revenue on this other side. I will right click. Having clicked on the cell, I'll right click, and then I click on Paste Special. And now in the Paste Special box, I'm going to click on Formulas. All right, having clicked on checked formulas, I'm going to click on OK. All right, now you can see that we're having a value over here. Now, what is happening over here is that this quantity now is now multiplying this price to give us the value for revenue over here. And so that's basically how we copy and paste formulas in Excel. And if I've done this for the first cell, I want to replicate it for the other cells. All right, so what I'll just do right now is I'm going to come over here just at the bottom right of this particular cell. Now you can see a sign, a cross sign at the bottom right over there. Now that you're seeing that sign, just drag left click and drag down to the last cell. All right, and this whole formula is going to replicate for the remaining cells that we have in our spreadsheet. All right, so friends, that's basically how we copy and paste formulas, and that's the power of Excel in copying and pasting formulas. All right, so the last thing we are going to be doing right now, or next thing we are going to be doing right now, is how to copy and paste the format. Right now, friends, as you can see over here in these cells that we have here in this table, we don't have a format, we don't have a color, we don't have a style for this particular section. But over here we have some colors, we have some styles. All right, so I want to basically copy these colors, these formats. That's what I'm saying. I want to format these cells, this particular column, with the same format that this has. All right, so friends, in other words, I want to copy and paste the format that is available on this section down to this column for revenue. All right, so the way we do this is I'm going to just click on one of the cells, the cells where I want to copy the format, and I'm going to Control C, that is copy the format. Now that I've copied the format, friends, I just come over to this cell over here. All right, then I right click, then I click on Paste Special. All right, in the Paste Special box, you're going to see Format. All right, click on Format and then click on OK. Now you can see that we have the same format here as here. All right, so we have similar format right now. The format that is available here is the same format that is available here. And now you know how we do it for the remaining cells. We just come over to the bottom right, you see a cross sign, left click and drag down to the end. And now you have a similar format as the other tables. All right, so friends, that's basically how we copy and paste format. Now let me just show you a quick way. There are some other ways. I'll just undo this. To undo, you press Ctrl Z. All right, so multiple times actually. All right, so another way we can do this is to use the format painter. Okay, just to show you this, I'll just Ctrl C this, and then I click on the format painter, and then I drag this over. All right, so friends, you can see now the same format that we have over here has been pasted over here. So I just copy this, click on the format painter, and then click and drag this down to the end. All right, so that's another way in which we can copy and paste the formats. All right, so friends, the next thing we're going to be talking about, we are still going to be delving into more about the Paste Special option. The next thing we're going to be talking about are the operations that we have available in Paste Special. All right, friends, now it's your turn to practice what you've learned.